dudes and dudettes? How are you guys? This is Jazzy and welcome to the mixer. Yet again, we are here again in the mixer, mixing things up and talking about random stuff and this and that all over the place, doing the thing. And I got a little dressed up, because I'm doing this little thing here. I just wanted to dress up today because I'm going to be talking about something that usually at least makes me want to dress formally, technology and all that stuff, It's all good, guys. Now, here's the thing. In case you guys don't know, outside of YouTube, I work as an informatics teacher. I actually teach a lot of things, informatics, photography, English, mostly. I'm going to be giving a YouTube course soon, actually, in the same place where I work. So basically a lot of different things. And but I would say that now my main line of work is informatics, and I do love technology, computing science, all that kind of thing. So now I am on the verge of teaching my students more advanced concepts within the world of informatics, and I'm always giving them tips, advice on how they should use technology, and how to exploit it and this and that. There's always so many things that we can explore within this area, But the thing is that what I want to talk about specifically today is the good and the bad side, the pros and the cons, the positive and the negative, okay? Because some of my students are very young and they are still starting to learn how to use computers and things like that, and the internet can be a very scary place, but let's take a few things into consideration. Our generation, those of you who are close to my age, coming up on 30 now, your late 20s, we grew up in a time where technology was still in its early stage, like today we have really fancy computers and gaming consoles and tablets and phones and a bunch of other really crazy stuff, but back in the day everything was very primitive, and I was fortunate enough to grow up in the United States, so I saw technology on the rise there, I saw everything becoming much better than it actually was beforehand, so I saw a very, very good evolution, I saw the very first smartphones, when the first iPhone was unveiled in 2007, I believe, so there was a lot of different things, there were a lot of different things in the world of technology, and I think that computers and phones are the ones that came the longest way, because people use computers today for literally everything. You can do anything on a computer, you can work as a content creator, an actual job, like you can be a designer, you can be a UX writer, you can do whatever the hell you want, but basically computers are very useful for the sense of everything. So, but technology and the internet as a whole has come such a long way that today it's pretty much irrecognizable, and there are good and bad points to this. The first thing that I want to talk about is the algorithm. I'm pretty sure you guys know how the internet algorithm works, right? You look up something on Google, you spend a few minutes looking up something specific, and then later you start receiving ads for the items that you bought, that you look for, So let's say you're looking up a pair of new sneakers on Google, then you open up Facebook and you get an ad showing you a new pair of sneakers that's just the right price for you, and then at first it's like, well, this is really scary. Like, how does this happen? How is this even possible? Like, is somebody watching me or something? Do I have a stalker who's sending me stuff? Technically you do, and that stalker is the internet. So yes, the internet stalks you and knows everything that you're doing at every given moment, and in my opinion, this can be seen as a very good thing. This can be seen as a positive thing because, it's a way for the internet to filter things that it thinks you are going to want and need and show it to you in a more streamlined way, So me, for example, I've bought things online after this happened, and I was looking for something and everything was expensive. Then I actually got an ad, I believe it was either on Instagram or Facebook, that actually that actually showed me a product that I wanted that was a really good price, and I went to the website and I ended up buying it, and it got to my house and I still have it today. So it's a good example of the algorithm working in my favor. So in general, you guys have to try to look at the internet as like an artificial intelligence. It does think, but not like us. It only has two mindsets, which is a receive and send. Okay, receive and send, receive and send. It receives information, then it sends it out, usually to somebody else or back to you, If ever the internet does develop more intelligence, it becomes like a sentient robot, then we're all screwed. Well, I've seen way too many science fiction movies at this point and read too many books and played too many games to know that we are all screwed if the computers around the world decide to think for themselves. But the point is, guys, that I think that something like the algorithm is like people are trying to. There are people who use the idea of privacy to justify why they don't think that the technology is a good, the algorithm is a good thing. You know, like if you don't like the idea of something on the internet taking your information and then using it to send you better tailored filters, then hey, look, there's a very easy solution for that. Get off the internet. You do not have privacy today. I'm sorry to say that, but there is no privacy. If you want privacy, then just, I don't know, sell your phones, your computers, you know, everything. Get off of the internet, delete all of your social media branches and just go live in the woods. Because that way the internet will not get to you. But Google Maps probably will. Google Earth will probably see you there and be like, hey, look, there's a random guy, a random bum in the middle of nowhere. But there is no privacy, guys. And the more you embrace this, the happier you're gonna feel. You know, me, for example, this is the way that I look at the internet today as a whole. I have nothing to fear if I have nothing to hide, and I don't have anything to hide. You know, if you're a criminal who engages in a illegal activity here and there, then yes, you should fear the algorithm. Because if you're looking up, I don't know, guns and weapons and how to kidnap people online, and then yes, then there is a good chance that something along down the line will lead back to you, you know. So the algorithm, you have to really be careful with it, you know, even if you're looking something up just out of curiosity. So I think that it's a good thing. It's a good side of technology. But there are people who argue that today things are so convenient because of technology that we're becoming lazy. Humanity is becoming lazy, you know. Like now we don't even go out for food anymore, to restaurants to eat, because we have things like iFood, you know. We have or Postmates, whatever it's called in the United States. You know, the point is that we have apps today on our phone that we can use to order food that will come straight to our doorstep, and we just pay. Sometimes we don't even pay like in person. We pay through the app, and then we just take our food and eat, you know. So to me, like, this is a good thing, you know. Does it make people lazier? Yes, obviously, but still, it's convenient, man. Like, I think that there is a line there. You should find a balance there. Like, occasionally, it's okay for you to order food if you're feeling tired after a long day's work, but it's good to also, if you're within walking distance, you know, go to the restaurant and order your food and take it back home, you know, or just eat there then come back home. Or if you have a car, you can drive there, get your food and go, you know. But the point is, leave your house, you know. Throughout the COVID pandemic, you know, when we were all in quarantine, obviously then a lot of the food was being delivered for this sole purpose, you know. But now things are starting to get a little better. People are being vaccinated, you know. So I think that we can slowly start to emerge from our homes and go out more, you know. So that's totally fine. But the thing is that people, like, I mean, guys, I can understand. Like back in the day when I was a teenager and I still lived in the U.S., there was a McDonald's very close to my house, you know. And sometimes I would grab a group of friends and go to the McDonald's just to eat some food, you know. Then we would come back home later, and it was within walking distance, you know. So it helped us to stay physically fit, you know. And I still do that today. Like I walk to and from my job, but then again, it's because I have to. I don't have a car, so actually I do, but I just can't drive it. You know, it's in case you guys missed that video of a long time ago, but. The point, guys, is that there are different ways that we can embrace technology for the better, you know. You just gotta stop being such a buzzkill. Now, I sometimes think it's sweet when an elderly person tries to use technology to do something a little better, you know, like it's really nice to see a grandma try to use an app to order some knitting supplies or something, you know, or I don't know, some soup, you know, because I mean, guys, let's be honest here. Even if you know how to cook, even if you can make food, there are days when you're not going to feel like it, you know, so it's totally appropriate to order food online. It's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it, at least in my opinion, you know. So, I mean, to me, it's just a matter of you kind of knowing when not to exaggerate, you know. So, and also what's another example? There are so many different examples I can give, man, you know. Then again, this isn't really an example because, well, it's something that's happening recently here in my city, but in other parts of the world, I think it's it's still very common. Those self-checkout aisles in supermarkets, you know, where you don't have to physically interact with a cashier and give her money, you know, and get change and use your card. So, I mean, even then, the United States has this really cool thing where you just swipe your card and scan it and it gives you the value, you know. But self-checkout aisles are something that is starting to become popular here in Sao Paulo now, for example, at least in the capital. It's been there like that like that for a while. But here in my city, there's a self checkout out now with 4 different lanes, you know, and I only use that because it's so much easier and faster and more convenient, you know. And look, guys, I'm a very friendly person, okay? I'm very sociable, but there are days when I'm not. There are days when I just don't feel like talking and interacting with people, so I just want to go to I want to get my stuff from the market, go to the self checkout out, and just do my stuff without having to look at anyone, you know. It happens, okay? But even if I'm feeling particularly friendly, I'm not going to go to the regular aisle because I just prefer it this way. It's so much easier, you know. The United States is a country that's very ahead of its time right now. It's very, very sophisticated with technology, and unfortunately, I haven't experienced that in over 10 years, but hopefully one day soon. But the point is, guys, that, I mean, in general, in a nutshell, technology is here to stay. You can't get rid of it, and every year it's just going to get more and more advanced, you know. We have smart TVs now that actually recognize your voice commands. Same thing with gaming consoles, you know. Everything is much more convenient and much more practical, and I think that this is a good thing. I think it's something that we should embrace for the better because it's here to help us, you know. So, and to me, there are, like, then again, there are some bad sides to it, you know, because people are so addicted to their smartphones today and their tablets and their game systems that we are starting to have less and less contact with people, you know. But to me, that, like, I don't speak for myself, because if I go somewhere, like I'm recording this video now, you know, and after I'm done, I'm gonna go over to my folks' place to watch some soccer or football with my dad, you know, and I don't usually use my phone when I watch games with him, you know, because it's our little quality time, our father-son bonding moment, you know. So to me, it's totally fine, and I can disconnect very easily. My mother is not like that. My mom can use her phone for hours on end, you know, even while it's charging. It's actually really annoying. So I can understand, like, if you can't exaggerate, you know. There are people who complain that some people are just on their phones way too much and they don't interact with the people around them, you know, which is totally fine. I can understand that. But guys, having our phones on us actually makes it easier to interact, you know. Sometimes you're talking to somebody about something, then you can use your phone to pull up a photo or a video of the example of an example of what your guys are talking about, you know. So it actually I think that using technology makes people get closer, actually, you know. And then we have to use our phones to communicate with people, you know, with apps like WhatsApp or just SMS texting, you know. So it's actually very convenient. There are parents who complain about their children today, how this generation is too used to technology and how the kids are already born with smartphones in their hands, you know. And hey, that's 100% the parents' fault, man. If your kid is 3 and he's whining, you just give him a phone to watch a YouTube video so he can stop crying, that's your fault, you know. The child is going to grow up addicted to smartphones and technology. Not that there's anything wrong with that, you know, because I was a kid who was raised inside of a household where my parents always bought me video games so I could keep myself entertained, you know. I very rarely went outside because I wasn't really a sports fan, you know. Today I am. I'm much more physically active today, you know. So yeah, but I think that technology is here to stay, man, and it's always, I think I probably said it at least 10 times already, but I love technology, and I'm always excited to see how it's going to evolve. Now, guys, different generations experience different growths, you know. We have different growth spurts, you know. So my generation was right there with the beginning of technology and we are now at the place where there's a lot of it, and this is where the new generation is coming in, already born with smartphones and smart TVs and computers and tablets all over the place, you know. So I mean, like, you can't try to take, like, there are parents today who are like, man, my kids are so addicted to phones and I wish they would go outside and play. Dude, you can't force kids to go outside and play. You can't force this, you know. My generation had the habit of going outside to play, and this generation doesn't. You can't force this kind of thing, you know. It doesn't make sense, and it's frankly very annoying. To me, it's actually really annoying how you would try to force this kind of thing to happen. But anyway, that's beside the point. What I'm trying to say is that I think that we are at a very good place right now, technologically speaking, you know. I'm always open to embracing technology, but unfortunately, I live in a country where everything is really expensive, you know, so I can't really afford the latest whims, you know, that's coming out. But I have an Xbox One S and I'm really happy with it, you know, some cutting edge gaming technology there, so I'm very, very satisfied with that, and that's it, man, you know. So I'm really curious to know about you guys' opinions on this, you know. So shout out in the comments below telling me what you guys think, you know. If you can, maybe tell me what you think is the good and the bad side of technology. It's gonna be really cool too. And before I go, I have an announcement to make. This is my 499th video on YouTube. The next one is my 500th, and I will of course be doing a special. It's gonna be something that I've been putting together for a while, you know, and I hope it comes out well. It's going to definitely be the most unique and special and most probably the hardest video to edit, you know, in my entire YouTube career, and I'm just really excited for it, you know. I'm really excited, so I hope you guys stick around, you know. And afterwards, I'm going to be taking a little mini vacation, because every 100 videos I take a little vacation to just kind of compose myself, you know, and come up with new ideas for future videos. But that's it for now, guys. If you happen to like this video, and here's the wind, participating in the wind outside is celebrating me taking my vacation, and if you guys happen to like this video, then please give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel, because I release videos literally every single day, sometimes one, sometimes two, you never know what you're gonna get, you know. And hit the notification bell to know exactly what time of the day I'm gonna be doing my uploads, okay? So that's it, guys. I'll see you in the 500th. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen.